Have you ever wondered how Russia got so big? Today, Russia is the largest country on Earth. It stretches across 11 time zones and covers more than 6.6 million square miles. That's more than 1/8 of the planet's land area. But Russia didn't start out that way. It grew over centuries, expanding in every direction through wars, alliances, exploration, and smart strategy. In this video, I'm going to explore how Russia became the giant it is today. I will take a journey through history to see how this massive country came to be. Russia's origins go back to a state called Kievan Rus, which formed around the 9th century. This was a group of Slavic tribes brought together under the rule of Viking leaders called the Varangians. Kievan Rus was centered around the city of Kiev, which is now the capital of Ukraine. It became an important trade hub between Europe and Asia, but over time, Kievan Rus began to fall apart due to internal fighting and outside threats. Then in the 1200s, something major happened. The Mongols invaded. These powerful warriors from Central Asia, often referred to as Tatars in Russia, swept across Eastern Europe and conquered large parts of Kievan Rus. This invasion was devastating, but it also caused a shift in power. Many people fled to a small, less important town called Moscow. Over time, Moscow became stronger by working with the Mongols, mainly by collecting taxes on their behalf. Eventually, Moscow gained enough power and resources to stand on its own and even fight back against the Mongols. Fast forward to the 1500s, and a leader named Ivan IV, better known as Ivan the Terrible, became the first ruler to officially call himself Tsar of Russia. He focused on expanding the state's power. Ivan led military campaigns that helped Russia conquer important cities like Kazan and Astrakhan, which were previously held by the Mongol-descended Tatars. These victories allowed Russia to control major rivers and trade routes, making the state stronger and wealthier. But perhaps the most significant part of Russia's growth came from looking east towards Siberia. Siberia is a huge region full of forests, rivers, and cold tundra. It was lightly populated and rich in resources, especially furs, which were extremely valuable in Europe and Asia at the time. Russia sent Cossacks, who were skilled warriors and frontiersmen, to explore and take control of this vast land. Within just a few decades, Russia expanded all the way to the Pacific Ocean. This was one of the fastest expansions in history. Siberia became known as Russia's Wild East, much like the American Wild West. Settlers were encouraged to move there by the government, often being offered land or special freedoms. These settlers built forts, trading posts, and new towns. By the 1600s, Russia had officially become a transcontinental empire, stretching across both Europe and Asia. In the 1700s and 1800s, Russia kept expanding, this time westward and southward. Leaders like Peter the Great and Catherine the Great modernized the country and added even more territory. Russia took land from powerful neighbors like the Ottoman Empire, Sweden, and Poland. It also moved into areas like the Caucasus Mountains, Central Asia, and Eastern Europe. Believe it or not, Russia even tried to become a colonial power in the Americas. Although Russia later sold Alaska to the United States in 1867, these efforts show just how far Russia's ambitions reached. After the Russian Revolution in 1917, the Russian Empire was replaced by a new state, the Soviet Union, or known as the USSR. Although it changed in name and government style, the Soviet Union kept most of the Russian Empire's land. During World War II and the years after, the USSR expanded its influence even more, especially in Eastern Europe, where it set up friendly communist governments. These countries weren't officially part of the Soviet Union, but they were heavily controlled by Moscow, creating a kind of buffer zone to protect the Soviet state. However, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. Many of its republics became independent countries, including Ukraine, Belarus, and the Baltic states. But Russia remained the largest part of the former empire. It kept most of the land it had controlled for centuries. Today, Russia is still massive. It's home to over 190 ethnic groups, and the landscape includes everything from mountains and forests to tundras and deserts. It's rich in natural resources like oil, gas, coal, and timber, which are important to its economy. But having so much land also brings problems, like maintaining roads, railways, and communication across such a vast and sometimes harsh territory. So why did Russia expand so much over time? There are a few main reasons. First, geography played a big role. Much of the land to the east was open, sparsely populated, and easy to move into. Second, resources were a big motivator. Russia wanted access to things like fur, farmland, minerals, and later oil, as well with gas. Third, security was always a concern. By controlling more land, especially in border areas, Russia could better defend its heartland. And finally, there was a strong sense of ambition. Russian leaders, whether czars, emperors, or communist rulers, wanted to grow their state's power and influence as much as possible. From a small medieval state surrounded by powerful enemies to the largest country on Earth, Russia's story is one of constant expansion. Its size is both a strength and a challenge. It gives Russia global power, but also brings complex issues when it comes to managing such a large area.